All of it alludes to Jannah. But how are you going to get to Jannah if you're not even forgiven? So start with the priority. Priority number one is what? Get forgiven. This whole story doesn't even begin if forgiveness isn't there. If you didn't ask for forgiveness and you didn't get forgiven, then your good deeds are nowhere. You know, you got to get out of the debit before you talk about the credit. Simple accounting. Our Qiyamul Layl. But what's after our Qiyamul Layl? Our day. And we're going to do work. And Allah calls that work, give me a loan. Like Allah called His prophets work, you have to do work. When He came to expect work from us, He says, give me a loan. So our Qiyamul Layl is supposed to drive us to do something for Allah's deen. Qiyamul Layl is like, it's not a spiritual exercise for spirituality in and of itself. Spirituality is not the goal. Spirituality is a means to serve. The service in Islam is not a goal. Actions are not a goal. Ibadah itself, or just dhikr itself, is not a goal. Together they formulate the goal. Together they formulate. If people are serving, people are doing services, right? But their hearts are void for the remembrance of Allah. That's empty service. Intentions can go bad. There's no barakah in that work because there's no spiritual base from which that work is happening. Then there are people that are concerned about spirituality, but that spirituality never translates into any action, any work, any service. That is the action itself. It's not the action. You're supposed to do something after that, contribute in some way. وَأَقْرِضُوا اللَّهَ قَرْضًا حَسَنًا. And so then Allah makes the final offer. وَمَا تُقَدِّمُوا لِأَنفُسِكُم مِّنْ خَيْرٍ. And whatever you do for your own selves of any kind of good. Oh my goodness. Qiyamul Layl is not for Allah. It's for who? Yourself. The morning services you're going to do, the service you're going to provide your deen, are not a service to the deen, are not a service to the ummah. Who are you serving? Yourself. Get that through your heads. None of that was for anybody else. That you, min khayrin, of any kind of good. There is not a good you do that isn't for yourself. And whatever good deed you did, with Allah, the record will show that it was better than you actually did it. You thought you got an 85 and there you'll see 150. Where did that come from? Oh, that's fadla min Allah. Bonus points from Allah for every good deed. You'll find the deed itself merited as better than what you did. You'll find the deed itself better, and therefore you'll find it even greater in terms of reward. And combining the two meanings, you know what that means? First of all, we find the record of our good deeds better than we had actually done them, out of Allah's mercy. Then on top of that, He pays us more than even the better one is recorded. وَأَعْظَمَ أَجْرًا. On top of that, وَاسْتَغْفِرُ and continue to ask forgiveness of Allah. وَاسْتَغْفِرُ إِنَّ اللَّهَ غَفُورٌ رَحِيمٌ. No doubt Allah is extremely forgiving, always merciful. Now istighfar at the end of the surah, the hikmah in it is two-dimensional. There are two deeds that should be followed up by istighfar. On the one hand, there's ibadah, qiyamul layl, the closest you can get to Allah, and the ultimate dua you can make in that is what? Istighfar. You're closest to Allah, the best thing you can do for yourself, I can do for myself, is ask Allah to forgive. There's plenty that we need to get forgiven. There's no shortage of that. Then on the other hand, when you do a good deed, when you do a project, when you do some kind of service to deen, then at the conclusion of that project, what do you do again? Astaghfirullah. Ask Allah to forgive. Ask Allah to forgive. That's the mentality of a believer. The good deeds are ways for him or her to work towards forgiveness. And this mention at the end is so full, it's so many wisdoms in it. One of them that I'd like to share with you is that Allah is talking about rewards. Allah is talking, you're going to do this, you're going to get reward, it's going to be better than what you did, etc. Give me a loan. All of this alludes to Jannah, doesn't it?